Welcome. I'm Mark, and you're listening to Mark Exploring New Stuff. Today what I want to do is introduce you to a new product just released by Shure, and it's called the Shure MVX2U. It's a digital audio interface, and you're looking at the entire product needed. This is it. And we're going to spend some time talking about the pros and cons of this. I'm going to tell you how it's worked with Windows. We tested it out with various microphones, various software in Windows, and I'm going to show you if it works on the iPad and the iPhone. Today on Mark Exploring New Stuff. So let me just give you an overview of some of the features associated with this Shure product here. The first thing is, it's made by Shure, and it is all metal construction. There's no plastic on this at all. It's built like a tank. If it ever fell on the ground, I'm sure maybe the metal would dent, but the product would hold up. The second thing is, as you can imagine, it is small. It is tiny. It is easy to fit in your pocket. It's smaller than an iPhone. It is tiny, and that makes it just easy to take with you. Unlike the X2U, which was the original product that came out, this uses a USB-C to connect to your computer. It doesn't use a micro A or micro C that the original one had. This particular product has 60 decibels of gain associated with it, and it has 48 volts of phantom power. It requires no drivers to hook up to your computer. It uses let me take a peek at it. It uses the Shure Motive desktop application. We'll spend a little bit of time going through that also. It has a built-in headphone jack. It requires no XLR cables in order to connect to your microphone. This actually plugs right into the bottom of the microphone. You see it has an XLR attachment to it, and then the USB-C would go directly into your computer. It cannot connect to a camera, so this is designed for Windows and Mac. And as I said, I'm going to show you how it works on an iPad and an iPhone because we ran some test results on that. It's only available for a single mic connection. This isn't a dual system. This would be a one-use system. The cost, $129. $129 for this particular product. And it's great uses for voiceover, off-camera recordings that you're then going to sync in post, a podcast, a Zoom call, that sort of thing. It's going to allow you to draw in your XLR microphone quality and get it into your recording system. So I want to talk about the Shure Motive desktop app, which you're able to download free when you purchase this particular tool. This app has a couple different features to it. It can work automatically with your microphone, and it has full manual settings to it. Now, on the manual settings, you're able to adjust things like equalizer, high pass filters, limiters, compressors, turn on and off phantom power, adjust gain, as I said before, up to 60 decibels. It also, through this application, you're able to download firmware updates that may be coming in the future with Shure to support this product. And you can save mic settings. So if you're using the manual settings and you design and you get things tweaked just right to work with your Shure SM7B or other type of microphone, you're able to save it. So the next time you use that microphone, you're able to click right on that presetting and you're up and running. The other thing you should know is when you select a setting, it gets saved to this particular product. So if you turn on phantom power will stay on. If you turn off phantom power will be off until you go back into the application and change it. So again, any settings, the last settings that you do on the desktop app are saved to the actual device for use. So I want to talk a little bit about my results in using this with Microsoft. It truly is plug and play. All you need to do is download the Shure desktop application, and it works brilliantly. Now, I used it with a couple different software packages. I used Audition, and I also used the Microsoft Voice Recorder. And on both software systems that I used, it performed brilliantly. There were no hiccups, no delays. Everything was perfect. I've tried out a variety of microphones. Naturally, I had to try out the Shure SM7B. Now, everybody knows this is a gain-hungry microphone. And I tried it out both with a FET head and without a FET head. And I'll share with you some of the results. Without a FET head, you really had to set the gain high on it. You had to use at least 57 decibels of the 60 decibels that are available in the system. But then what I also did is I tried it with a FET head attached to it. It still works brilliantly, and you're able to reduce the gain dramatically. I think I was able to bring the gain down to 23 on the scale. Then I tried out the Sennheiser MD46 microphone, handheld microphone. In my past videos, I've talked a little bit about it. Brilliant microphone, performed great. And lastly, I wanted to try out an overhead boom microphone. I tried out the Rode NTG5. That is a microphone that requires phantom power, and it worked brilliantly again. So naturally, after going through all of this testing on the Windows, the question that I had was, would this work on an iPad Pro, a USB-C type of iPad Pro? In consulting the Shure website, they very clearly say that this is designed for Windows as well as Mac computers and not designed to work on the iPad. Well, I had to check it out, and I'm here to tell you it does work on the iPad. There are a couple caveats you have to be aware of. Number one, you're not able to have the Motive desktop application on your iPad. That is only for Windows or Mac. So your functionality, you're probably going to have to plug this in to your desktop application and turn on or off phantom power, set some gains, and maybe set some of the other features that you want if you're going to use on manual mode. So you'll have to do that with the desktop. But once you do that, you can unplug it from the desktop. Remember, the product saves your most recent settings, and then you can use it and plug it in. Again, I have an iPad Pro USB-C connection. It worked brilliantly. I tried it out with a couple different software applications on the iPad. We tried it out with WavePad. We tried it out with GarageBand. We tried it out with the Motive audio app, as well as the Apple Voice Recorder. And in each one of them, they performed flawlessly. We were able to use the Shure SM7B with or without the Fed head, the Sennheiser, the Rode NTG5, all worked great. There was enough power coming out of the iPad to make the Fed head work. There was enough power coming out of the iPad to make the product itself function perfectly in putting it together. Now, when you're using the software applications, you might have to fine-tune the gain in your iPad app. I did find that on WavePad, it was necessary to adjust the gain inside the application. And the same thing with GarageBand. You had to use a slider to adjust the gain in the app itself. So then I had to make the determination, will this work with an iPhone? Just couldn't leave that hanging. So what I went out is, I spared no expense for this video, went out and got a female USB-C adapter to a lightning port. And I figured this is what we need, and we'll take this, we'll connect it to the USB-C that comes out of the Shure product and plug it into the iPhone. And I had a lot of hope for this working. It doesn't. The iPhone just doesn't have enough power to make it function. You won't even get a mic reading off of this. Thanks. I'm Mark. You're watching Mark Exploring New Stuff. If you will, just as a reminder, give us a thumbs up, write a comment down below, and also subscribe so you don't miss future things that we review. I appreciate your help. Have a great day.